Hello everybody and welcome back to the greatest live show of all time. That is right everybody, for any of the VOD watchers, I will be including timestamps in the description below. You already know it, well maybe you don't, because sometimes I'm too lazy. Maybe I don't do that, maybe I just get lazy. But I probably will, because I have some really good stream segments for today. Or at least one good stream segment, okay? Because we're going to be talking about somebody that's starting the official anti-shower movement. Yes, this is a real thing. We're talking about an incel that is against showering. Now, why are they against showering, you may be asking? I couldn't tell you, but I'm sure that they have some very well thought out intellectual arguments for why showering is bad, okay? With that being said, hello Angel HH, and congratulations on being the first person in chat. Hello Femyoz, hello Mangothi, saying it's so cold where I am. Yeah, honestly, it's like that. Hello Melon Bunny, hello Second Perky, hello Kimmy C, hello Phantom Os, saying hey Femi, hello. Woof woof indeed, I agree. Hello Missouri Railroad Productions. Welcome back everyone. So good to have all the familiar faces in here. Well, I guess it's not really faces because, you know, the majority of people don't have their face in their profile picture the way that I do. So it's actually just like names and random pictures on a screen. But, you know, you get the point, okay? You know, it's good to see some familiar pixels on my screen, I guess you could say. Hello, Azel, good to see you again. Very good to see you again. But yeah, today we're going to find out why pheromone maxing is actually based. I'm so excited. Who's excited for the pheromone maxing arc? I know I sure am. I have my face. Wow. You look identical to me. You're one sexy ass motherfucker, I must say. You know, a beautiful specimen, if you will, you know? Very, very beautiful specimen. But yeah, dude, I'm bringing back the extreme side part for the day. Where it's like, you know, it's like, does it frame my face as well? Nah, but like, I kind of fuck with it regardless, okay? I don't care that it doesn't properly frame my face, okay? Hell, maybe I go even more extreme and just go like this, you know? Does it frame my face well? Not particularly. You know, most people who have it look better than me with that. But, you know, that's besides the point. Hello, WR. I'm not a chud, but I am an incel. You know, honestly, that's kind of real. You know, a lot of people are incels, but don't call themselves that. Mainly just because, you know, they don't identify with the incel community. You know, they're going to be incels that are like, you know, normal, that don't hate women, you know? Like, if we take the term by its definition, that is. Now, obviously, you know, if we're talking about incels in terms of, like, you know, online fucking losers that hate women and are misogynistic, then, like, obviously, yeah, like, being that is a very shameful thing. Be ashamed of that. But if you're just involuntarily celibate, you know, you can't get laid, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of there, okay? You know, I'm somebody that is, you know, supportive of all groups of people, okay? You know, if you're somebody that is, you know, unfortunate in the looks department, you can't get laid, I'm very sympathetic to that, obviously. I used to have very bad acne, I get it. You know, if it's the case that, you know, you're treated poorly by society for whatever reason it is, whether it be, you know, your race, ethnicity, sexuality, you know, gender, your class is going to be the most important one. Hell, even if it's your height or your looks, you know, I'm still gonna be, you know, like, obviously, you know, the last two things I listed aren't gonna be as important as the other ones, right? In terms of, you know, what needs to be protected. But I do still think it's worth, you know, kind of pointing out that maybe, like, you know, maybe we do live in a society that's very, very judgmental, and that might be a little bit of a problem. Now, granted, that's not gonna stop me from contributing to the problem that I recognize. You know, when I see some ugly motherfucker that I don't like, I'm gonna call them ugly. You know? So maybe that makes me a little bit of a hypocrite, but you better believe that, you know, I care more about being funny than being consistent. Actually, that's not true. I'm very, very logically consistent. But I also, you know, I sort of disconnect my comedy from my actual sort of belief system. Because what's the funniest is not always going to be what's the most correct thing to say. That's sort of why it's funny. See, when people say things that are funny, a lot of the time it's out of pocket. It's something you're not really supposed to say, right? And because you're not supposed to say it, makes it a lot funnier, right? That's why George Floyd jokes are funny. That's why, well, in the case of Charlie Kirk, I also, I also think that it's fun to shit on Charlie Kirk regardless of the fact that people get mad at it. But the fact that people get mad about it makes it even funnier. It's not my appearance, it's my autism. Yeah, fair enough. Hello, the United States Marine Corps. Good to see you again as well. Hello, Alexi. Welcome back, Second Perky. Welcome back, Jay. How you doing today, fam? I'm doing a lot better because today we found somebody that's starting the anti-shower movement. I'm so excited. Okay? All right, it's time to begin our pheromone maxing arc. Okay, chat? Chat, should I? Dude, by the time I'm done with my pheromone maxing arc, okay, I'm going to show you all my immaculate booger wall, as well as my diarrhea wall and my toenail collection. That is right, everybody. That's right. You guys get to see my toenail collection at the end of stream. That's right. I haven't showered today. Good. You have joined the anti-shower movement. Let's go. Okay. Cause we're going to be watching a, very logical, scientifically grounded, totally not biased video about why you shouldn't shower and how you're going to get all the bitches if you don't shower. Okay. That's how this works. Okay. Don't shower and you will be a female magnet. Okay. All right. You're going to be walking down the beach without your shirt on with, your greasy ass hair, and all of the women are going to get sucked into your belly button. Okay, that's how this works. I'm T-boy scent maxing. Hell yeah, dude. The worse you smell and the more disgusting you are, the better you pass as a man. If you really think about it, it's true because men are disgusting. So, it actually is, I'm starting to realize that, that a lot of the disgusting elements are things that a lot of straight women are attracted to. They like the grimy dirtiness of it all. So it's like, maybe men do that on purpose. Maybe not to the extent of, starting the anti-shower movement or pheromone maxing or whatever the fuck. But, but what I've noticed from straight women is they seem to like their men a little bit gross. And I don't understand that. Why would you want something gross? Now, I'm also a germaphobe, so there's also going to be that element to it. I don't want anybody to be gross regardless. I've never understood the boy smell thing or the girl smell thing. Why would you want to smell somebody's stinky armpits? What is wrong with you? Why? That's disgusting. Why would you want to plunge your face in somebody's hairy, smelly, sweaty armpit? That is disgusting. Vile. Real talk, go shower. Exactly. Mine don't smell too bad. Dog, mine don't smell too bad. They just smell a bit bad. It's like, okay, well, if they smell a bit bad, why would you want to smell them at all? Why would anyone want that? They're also not overly hairy. Shave them. Shave them now. Okay? What did I walk in on? We're going to be talking about the leader of the anti-shower movement. To be fair, when you really like someone, you start to like how they smell. No, I'm sorry. No, if somebody smells bad, I will not date somebody in the first place if they smell bad. That will make or break a relationship for me. I'm not even joking. If somebody doesn't shower, I will tell them to shower. I will bully them into it. And if it doesn't work, I'm breaking up with them. Right? Now, I understand not showering out of depression, but it's like, if you're my partner, we can shower together. And if you don't do that, well, get the fuck out. All right? Not even showering with me. Come on. Girl smell and boy smell is real. Yeah, it's real and it's a bad thing. Okay? But not bad smells to... okay, no, I'm sorry. The less that somebody smells, the better. My natural body scent is sweet. See, I'm sorry. I don't get it. Smells gross me out. Hey, are you a feminist? You better believe I am. Why do you ask? Smelling bad is different from having a scent. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess if you wear perfume, that's fine. People do genuinely smell sweet. That's a thing? Are you a feminist or a misandrist? I'm a feminist. I'm not a misandrist or a misogynist. Some people might think I'm slightly misandrist just because I think that men are ugly. But I think that some women are ugly. That doesn't make me slightly misogynistic. So, does it really count as misandrist to say that men on average are uglier than women? Or is that just a true fact? Right? That's just a fact. Now, part of that is going to have to do with, hormonal things. Part of that's going to have to do with social conditioning. Part of that's going to have to do with, DHT, which is going to cause men to go bald. become these, you know, hairy ogres. But anyways, shower 3 times a day with homemade shampoo. I don't think you should shower 3 times a day. I think you should shower exactly once a day, no less, no more. Okay, I think once a day is good. Okay, that's like a good amount. Twice a day is overkill. 3 times a day is, you know, what the fuck are you doing? I can understand twice a day. Like, let's say you shower in the morning, you have a long day and you want to just, you know, stand in some hot water. I get that. I do that occasionally. But, you know, depends on the needs. Yeah, obviously different people are going to have different needs. There's science behind thinking someone's BO smells sweet. Whenever I think of BO, I just think negative things. Femyoz, once a week is not valid, okay, chat? Once a week showering is not valid. Okay, you shouldn't be showering at all. You need to be pheromone maxing. Oh, hi, Femi, didn't realize you were live. Welcome back to Zyrark. Very good to see you again. Same with you, Cheetah Man. Good to see you again as well. Some kids at my school shower 5 times a day. Yeah, that's a bit excessive. You don't need to shower 5 times a day. That's kind of ridiculous. Once a week is valid if you want to be human repellent. Yeah, honestly, if you're like loner maxing, if you want to be a true Sigma, lone wolf, then obviously, you know, joining the anti-shower movement is the way to go. Because then you can become a true Sigma male. That's the lone wolf, because nobody wants to be around you because you smell like shit. But in your own head, you can convince yourself that it's because you're mysterious and everyone secretly wants to know more about you. You know? Respectfully, mommy. Okay, bye until next time. Real as fuck. Real as fuck. Is peeing in the shower? I am against peeing in the shower, but like I don't judge you too much if you do it, okay? I don't really care that much. I've tried it once. I didn't like it because of the smell. Because you can like smell it for like a minute. I might just have sensitive nostrils. I don't know. I might have a sensitive sense of smell. I don't know. Same thing with taste. I have a very, very sensitive sense of taste. Way more sensitive than my sense of smell. That's for sure. But yeah, like if something tastes disgusting, I can't eat it. If something smells disgusting, I can't eat it. I'd shower 5+ times a day if I got to shower with someone else. That's different, but that's probably not going to be very good because, you know, you're going to be using all the hot water. Your water bill is not going to look very good if you're showering 5 times a day. You know, unless it's like very short showers, but like I like to shower for like an hour. You know, I like to spend like an hour in there. Femi doesn't like piss confirmed. It depends on the context. That's all I'll say. Like maybe okay, never mind. I'm not gonna elaborate. I'm not gonna elaborate. I take 1 shower a day for 1 hour. Yeah, that's like what I do. That's like what I do. Is it because your dick is so small that it makes your pee splash into your nose when you pee in the shower? No, what the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. Wouldn't I have to have like a huge erection for that? Like it'd have to go upwards or something. What's your job? This. I don't have a real job. That's right. I'm basically a NEET. So this is like the closest thing I have to a job. Please donate. Please donate so I can live. Charlie Kirkmate, 1v1 me jerkmate. Aw, hell yeah, dude. Let's fucking go. Get a job. Look, I'm moving out soon, so I'm probably gonna, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm moving in with people that really like that I do YouTube and think it's cool. You know? They think my YouTube stuff is cool. So, if you were pregnant, are you having an abortion or a girl? An abortion. I would get an abortion every time. Actually, no. I wouldn't get an abortion because I would be the first trans woman in all of existence to get pregnant. And because that would be a scientific anomaly, I would keep the child for, you know, this, just for the sake of the scientific community, because that would be fucking crazy, right? That would be revolutionary. And at that point, because I'm not ready to raise a child, I would just be like, okay, putting them up for adoption. I would be willing to sacrifice my own body for the scientific community. right? Because obviously, you know, the amount of scientific advancements that you could get from that would be fucking crazy. I found Femi Wemi an excuse to not sleep. Hell yeah. The only valid reason to skip out on sleeping is watching my content. An hour in the shower is excessive. Yeah, but it feels good. It feels good to stand in the hot water. I lost my job in social life. I'm sorry to hear that. Guarantee anyone who showers more than twice a day has the driest skin. Yeah, that's not gonna be good for you. It can't be good for you. Eggs forming in the balls because you overdosed on E. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. So you would abortion a boy because it's a boy? No, I wouldn't abortion. I wouldn't abortion because I'm trans. So regardless of what it is, I would want to go to like some scientists, some medical professionals to, you know, get examined first, because I'd be the first trans woman in all of human history to get pregnant. So obviously I'd be like, holy shit, this is a scientific anomaly. Think about all the money that I could make. I could literally sell my body to the scientific community. I could be like, yeah, you can use my body for scientific research. But like, it's going to be like $5 million, you know? It's going to be $5 million. And you better believe I'd be getting that money, okay? Because of how much of an anomaly it is. Trans women cannot be pregnant. I know, that's my point. You know, if I were to get pregnant, like this guy is suggesting, like, you know, my first instinct was like, well, I'd get an abortion. And I'm like, well, no, think about the scientific advancements that people could make. I'd be the first trans woman in all of human history in order to, you know, be able to do that, right? And then obviously, you know, I would want to benefit the trans community broadly. So I'd be like, okay, well, what are the circumstances that would have caused this, you know, this absolute anomaly? You know, getting pregnant without a womb, right? How does that even fucking happen? Like, what are the mechanisms that would allow for that? Anyways. But you could also be the first trans woman to get an abortion. You're not wrong. Oh man, fuck, you're right. But I'd need everything to be documented. I'd need everything to be like heavily documented, right? I'd need to become well known in the science community. Okay? Abortions are based, and I get an abortion every time someone tells me it's murder. As you should. I get abortion rights, they're human rights. But you're overly excited by the idea? No, I'm excited by the idea of, like, theoretically, if I was the first trans woman ever to get pregnant, that would be so fucking cool. I'm excited by the idea because, like, this would be breaking every possible conception that we have of science. Because it quite literally is impossible for a trans woman to get pregnant. So if that were to happen to me, holy shit, that would be crazy. Femyoz, is it clear or is it non-existent at this point? It depends. Sometimes it could be one or the other. That's what I'll say. 69 viewers, AO. Hell yeah. Paracausal pregnancy? Yeah. Unironically, I'd love to get pregnant. I want to have my own children. I would never abort my child. Yeah, honestly, that's fair. I think it's going to be something that, you know, is going to differ on a case-by-case basis. I'm going to get my cis boyfriend pregnant. As you should. You're beautiful, superior. Okay. Dude, you can't just say that I'm dude, superior white goddess. What the fuck are we saying? What is this? Dude, I don't put trans in the title for once. And suddenly we get people like this being like, you're my beautiful Aryan queen. I want to go to Agartha with you. Dude. I don't put trans in the title one time. One fucking time. And people want to take me to Agartha with them. Dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding? Femyoz, do you consider yourself the master race? I consider Wasians and Blasians to be the master race. Unironically, if I was going to be a racial supremacist, yeah, I would go for, like, whatever is, like, the most aesthetically pleasing. Wasians are fucking beautiful. Okay? So, yeah, Wasians and Blasians. Yeah, like, in terms of, like, what do I find to be like, what am I like the most envious of? I'd say I'm the most envious of Wasians. I'm so envious of Wasians. It is not fucking fair. I have never seen an ugly Wasian before. WTF is Agartha? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I think trans people are the master gender. Yo, truth nuke! Trook. Wasians and Blasians are the hottest. I'm Wasian, and one of my dates is Blasian. That's real as fuck. I would be your black slate. Okay, alright. Superior white guy. Okay, dude, what the fuck are these chat messages? What is this? Why does this guy want to be my slave? I don't know you. What the fuck? You can't just, I mean, you can say stuff like that, I guess. Okay, is this you and your PFP? Dude, this guy wants to be my slave. He's into race play. Look, we don't judge, but like, why are we fetish posting in my chat? Well, I guess it's my chat. I guess it's my chat. I got, you know, we gotta let the funny ones through, fem. Absolutely. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Christ is king. Amen. Please find God. Please find evidence of God. Oh, wait, you can't because there is none. Oh, shit. Fuck. I guess you kind of gotta get fucked there. But yeah. Yeah, Femi Piss Queen. Force Fem. Alright. Dude, what is happening? What is this chat? Speaking of chat, okay? Chat, I recently discovered this guy called Blaise V, okay? Now, for those of you who don't know, Blaise V is the Blaise V is the founder of the anti-shower movement. The anti-shower movement is here, chat. And also, brushing your teeth is useless. Never brush your teeth. Alright? We're also, dude, hygiene myths you still believe. No shower, no toothbrush for years. 96.2% of science is fake. Why exercise is actually unhealthy. Dude, it's literally everything that any, you know, unhygienic incel that does nothing with their life would want to hear. So we're going to be taking a look at the anti-shower movement, you know, founded by this guy, I guess. All right, let me put my headphones on. There we go. And let's find out what the anti-shower movement is all about. That's right. Why does he kind of look like Dream? My first impression is this guy looks exactly like Dream.
Oh, yes, the title is not clickbait. I actually do not shower at all. I haven't.
Why would you brag about this? This is embarrassing.
Showered in over 1,400 days. I stopped counting at this point. It's been quite a bit of
And days. Your skin looks greasy, and your hair is a fucking mess. Who would have guessed?
Last time I showered was around 2020, somewhere around there. Can't remember.
What? What? Why? Why? Has Dream showered, though? You got a good point. Maybe that's why he looks like Dream, is because he doesn't shower.
Really remember when exactly? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience not showering and why I
I'm so excited.
don't shower. And if this video gets enough likes, or if people really are interested in seeing a future video about me not showering, I'll make a video where I go to campus and I ask people there if they can guess the last time I showered, and if they guess it right,
dude, I would love that. I would love that.
Then they get a prize, and if they don't guess it,
yeah, this is disgusting. I don't want to imagine what kind of diseases this guy has collected along the journey.
Right, then they don't get a prize, but the whole point is for you guys to see how effective it is, because really, people do not notice this at all. It's kind of amazing. So yeah, first this is revolting. Genuinely. Talk about the reasons why I don't shower in terms of
Dude,
like
bro is on his pheromone maxing arc, okay? You guys just don't
a
understand.
more scientific perspective, or at least based on evidence.
Ah, yes, the science of never take any showers ever.
And then
Rot maxing is the way forward. Become like Asmongold.
afterwards, I'll talk about my personal experience when it comes to showering. So one of the first reasons why I don't shower has to do with hydro fatigue. So it damages the hair. That's a really big one.
Right, because your hair is so beautiful and luscious right now.
Second reason I do not shower is because it damages the skin barrier function. So there might also be something related to the microbiome there. I'm not entirely sure, but
Yeah, bro has an entire microbiome on his face. We get it.
it does damage the skin barrier function, and we do know that. The third reason is because, and actually the biggest reason I don't shower, is because of contaminants in the water. So there are...
Yeah, true. The water is contaminated, but not your skin, which hasn't been washed in 6 years.
PFAs in the water, because the microplastics aren't necessarily something to be filtered out. It's more so...
Yeah, dude, the microplastics, not only do you drink them, not only is that going to cause all these issues, but additionally, the microplastics are they're gonna ruin your skin. No, not the microplastics.
From a contamination standpoint of like salmonella or E. coli or some sort of bacteria.
Pretty sure even Asmon showers, he does not shower.
Yeah, one of the reasons is because PFAs are endocrine disruptors, and if you know my last video on cholesterol and the send this to your doctor video, then you would probably know how I talk about the cholesterol cascade, and that is really, really big.
Wow, really big.
Why I don't. So
really big stuff.
All I'll say right now is it's potentially a little bit related to some cancers, although most...
Yeah, true, dude. Showering is gonna give you fucking cancer.
In women in particular, and for men, it lowers testosterone, just to keep it like really, really short.
Oh no, it lowers testosterone. Then take tea, you fucking moron.
For PFAs. Another reason is there's like heavy metals in the water. That's another one that I avoid, and fluoride especially. I really, really avoid fluoride.
Dude, why would you avoid fluoride? What is it gonna do to you?
The reason why I avoid fluoride is because it's already been shown that fluoride in tap water lowers the IQ by, I think, 10 points for developing children.
Yeah, where's the evidence of this? Where's the evidence that specifically the fluoride in tap water lowers your IQ by 10 points? Is it showing this on screen? Okay, it's very small, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Increasing evidence have shown that long-term exposure to excessive fluoride will not only increase the risk of dental fluorosis and skeletal fluorosis, but also impair neural development by influencing gene and protein expression, enzyme activity, and inducing oxidative stress. Now, notice how it doesn't say, the amount of fluoride in the water. Notice how it says excessive fluoride. Notice how nowhere in the fucking study that he cited does it say that the amount of fluoride in your tap water is enough to have these effects. Right? There's a reason why you don't swallow your toothpaste, for instance. It's bad for you.
I mean, really, really bad stuff. So that's another reason. Now, there are probably other contaminants as well, but I don't really know all the details about them, but I do know that the government is very, very good at hiding things.
Yeah, true. The government is hiding things, okay? It's hiding things from you. The government wants you to take showers. Okay, what the government won't tell you is that not showering is actually way preferable. It's gonna get you all the bitches, okay? Women love when you don't shower. All right, as soon as she hears that it's been 6 years since your last shower, her pussy is gonna explode, erupting with a volcano of pussy juice.
And that comes from working with the government for a little bit and experiencing what that was like, as well as, I guess you could say, people on the inside.
Yeah, true. People on the inside, of course. They won't tell you that showers will make you gay and because they're putting estrogen in the water.
Like some experiences and some things that they talk about, it's pretty bad. It's really difficult to trust.
It's really bad stuff.
Trust them when they have
Yeah, so instead of trusting the government, I'll be sure to trust you, some random guy on the internet instead.
Pretty bad track record. I mean, there's tons of other water contamination things that they've covered up, or they've tried to anyways cover it up, and you can look that up. There's tons and tons of them. Jake Tran talks a little bit about them.
If it's something you can look up, then surely they're not doing a very good job covering it up.
So if you're interested in that sort of thing, just check out Jake Tran on YouTube, and you'll see some of his videos. So now I'll be talking a little
Your source is a YouTube video. That's
more
awesome.
about the personal experience side. So I don't know if it's the skin microbiome or what it is, but
So you don't even know what it is.
I do know that for some reason, when you continually shower for a very long time and then you suddenly stop showering, for some reason your skin gets really, really oily and it lasts
So what you look like currently.
for a couple days, sometimes like 2 weeks, or I'm not entirely sure if it lasts months. I've never heard it last months. But after a certain time between like maybe a day or a couple days and 2 weeks, your skin will just stop getting oily and you won't smell at all. And it works really, really well.
Okay, then why do you look greasy?
Now, the example that I have of this is not only an Australian guy, Australian doctor, who doesn't shower and his skin is like perfectly
Is he trolling? I genuinely can't tell.
immaculate. It's also Asmongold. Asmongold.
Oh, right. Yeah, Asmongold. Yeah, he looks amazing. He's in great condition. That's why all of his teeth have rotted out. And why he's a disgusting, balding loser.
Does this whole not shower thing, and it works. I mean, it really, really works. Asmongold's
Asmongold looks disgusting. What are we talking about? You can visibly tell that he doesn't shower, right? With somebody that looks like this, I would say, I would not guess 6 years. I would guess like, maybe this guy showers like, you know, once or twice a week. That would be my guess.
Gaber. He's a sort of popular streamer sort of dude. He used to do WoW videos until WoW became pretty trashy, and I think WoW is pretty trash. It's not really worth playing at this point. I used to love WoW. I used to do PvP arenas all the time back in the day, but not anymore. Another personal experience thing that I've experienced with not showering is not getting bad of eczema on my back. So I used to have really, really bad eczema on my back. Now the eczema on my back is almost completely gone.
Right, yeah, don't shower. That'll really help with your eczema.
If not gone, I mean, it's basically completely gone. There's maybe 1 or 2 spots, but otherwise,
If showering lowers testosterone, I will now be showering twice as often. Yeah.
it's completely gone. And part of that does have to do with cholesterol. I do know that because when I had a more high-fat diet, specifically when I
He should shave. No, if he were to shave, you don't understand, okay? That would require him to put water on his face, which has microplastics, okay? He won't even drink water. He only drinks soda. And the reason he only drinks soda is because, you know, the tap water has microplastics, and he can't be drinking that.
went to a carnivore diet. Yes. I don't want to get shadow banned by YouTube. When I went to that diet, it worked really, really well. It helped a lot of problems, so I'm quite sure that diet played some part of a role, but I do know that not taking a shower also actually helped the...
Right. It must have also been not showering, even though, you know, I also improved my diet at the same time. It must have been the fact that I just wasn't showering that improved my condition. You know, it has nothing to do with my diet, you know, the other obvious confounding variable.
Eczema on my back very, very much. It used to be basically these giant, they almost look like craters, like meteors that that were in my back, and now and when I stopped showering completely around about 2 years after, or a year after, they weren't craters anymore at all. They were just like little red spots, so definitely got way better. Now, I'm going to be answering the question that you probably have when it comes to this whole not shower thing.
Like, notice how no dermatologist in the history of mankind would ever agree with this. You know, the reason being that it's just like objectively wrong and ascientific.
So how do you shower, or how do you like clean those areas? And the honest answer is I don't at all.
Dude. Oh nah. He doesn't wash his dick, his balls, his foreskin, his ass. Oh my god, that is disgusting. Bro is actually a walking health hazard. Oh nah, he definitely smells like poop. That is disgusting. Oh no. He literally just lets it crust. I bet he doesn't even wipe. He just lets it crust, okay? Because what if there's microplastics in the toilet paper?
Actually, and it's works perfectly fine, and I know that.
Right, yeah, dude. I'm sure that women are you know, just very turned on as soon as they, you know, see all the smegma on your dick. You know, I'm sure they love that.
It works perfectly fine because one of my ex-girlfriends at the time, we did a lot of, I guess you could just say, interactions within that area, and she didn't notice it.
Yeah, you can just say sex. You're not gonna get shadow banned for saying the word sex.
Had no problems at all. So just letting you know, it works really well. In fact, actually, she liked the smell. So just to let you know.
Right, she liked the smell. Okay, something tells me this guy is just lying. This is definitely a troll.
It really does work. This whole not showering thing is definitely the way to go, in my opinion. You don't have
Yeah, she probably got UTIs from his cheese.
to spend money, especially on shampoo or conditioner. That's like, oh, that is one of the nicest things ever. As well as you don't have to go in the shower. And for some reason, I don't know about you, every time I used to go in the shower before, when I come out, I sort of am not really focused. I'm not like,
Bro, what are we talking about? How is it more difficult to focus after showering? I don't get it. I feel like it's easier to focus after I shower.
ready to go. I'm really relaxed, so I don't really like that. I'm really glad that I did this whole not shower thing. And the only time that I
Yeah, bro is actually STI max.
do expose
He's like inventing new ones on the spot.
myself to tap water or any water of the sort is when I wash my hands. I will wash my hands.
Dude, his girlfriend must be ChatGPT or some shit. There's no way he had a real life girlfriend.
Very, very rarely, but there are some
Either that or she was like desperate, like extremely fucking desperate.
situations where I do wash my hands. So, for instance, I might wash my hands when if I am touching a lot of things outside for some reason, and I know that a lot of other people have touched them,
What about after pooping? Do you wash your hands after you shit?
and there's like a sickness going about or some sort of like bacteria, virus, or anything of that sort, then I might wash my hands.
You might wash your hands. What about after you take a shit?
But otherwise, for the most part, I almost never wash my hands. I wash my hands maybe once a day at most, after I use the bathroom. But that's it. Yeah.
You use the bathroom once a day. You mean after you shit? Okay, at least he washes his hands after taking a shit.
So it works. It works really, really well. I recommend that you guys try it. It costs nothing, literally, and actually, in fact,
It costs your dignity. It costs your ability to get bitches. You know, it costs your ability to smell nice. It costs your ability to look good. It costs a lot.
it saves you money, if anything. It works really well. It takes a little bit of time for your body to adapt and get used to it, but apparently, Asmongold, for instance, doesn't do the whole carnivore diet, and he
You can just say carnivore diet, you fucking moron.
still manages to not smell. So you don't actually have to even do the diet, apparently.
No, Asmongold absolutely smells. What are we talking about? He doesn't smell. Where are you getting this from? Are you getting it from Asmongold himself, who says he doesn't smell? Yeah, of course Asmongold is going to say that he doesn't smell bad, because he can't smell his own stench.
For this stuff to work, but I mean, that's just his experience, my experience, obviously. And there's also the Australian guy's experiences. There's a lot of other people you can read up online. On Reddit, I think they talk a little. There's some people who also do this. It works like a charm, but hey.
Right.
So,
Right. I'm sure you're very charming.
yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any comments or curious about any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I read all of the comments. If you liked the video, give the video a like. And if you're interested in more videos like this, a little bit about my lifestyle and how ridiculous or weird it might be.
Yeah, ridiculous or weird is an understatement.
I'd also talk about science as well as some
Right. Yeah, talk about
philosophical
science.
sort of stuff. Then
Right.
subscribe to
I'd
the
be
channel.
very interested in hearing this guy's philosophy. Actually, we have heard his philosophy. He's an anti-feminist who wants women to become property again. So that is his philosophy. That was a different video that we watched on a different stream. But yeah, anyways. Anyways, the next video we're going to be watching is called Is Brushing Your Teeth Really Useless for Oral Hygiene? Well, let's find out, chat. Let's find out if brushing your teeth really is useless for your oral hygiene.
So, yes.
I'd love to imagine, you know, the heavenly smell of this guy's breath, you know? Now you can see he's, you know, very, very, very not smelly, I'll bet. You know, I'm sure he totally doesn't smell terrible.
So, yes, again, the thumbnail is not lying. I have a
No, I do not drink coffee, tea, milk, or anything else but water. Wait, but what about the microplastics in the water? You're gonna die from the microplastics. It's gonna decrease your testosterone levels.
brushed my teeth in over 2 years. I'll be talking about my experience in terms of...
Huh?
So, yes, again, the thumbnail is not lying. I haven't brushed my teeth in over 2 years.
Dog, you're gonna have some issues later down the line.
I'll be talking about my experience in terms of not brushing my teeth, why I do not brush my teeth, and how it's been working for me, and as well as going to a dentist to see if he could tell that I brush my teeth. And quick note, he actually couldn't. So
I find that hard to believe.
one of the first reasons why I don't brush my teeth anymore.
Yeah, notice how we didn't say soda. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Actually just has to do with the fact that I never liked doing it in the first place when I was younger.
Yeah, I never liked brushing my teeth, so I'm just not gonna do it. and hope that I don't get 5 trillion cavities.
I never ever liked brushing my teeth.
Yeah, bro, we get it. You're on your cavity maxing
It
arc.
was just such a pain and I never liked it.
Oh, it's such a pain. Dude, for normal people, it's actually not such a pain. It's like, it takes like 2 minutes.
Taste of fluoride as well. That was also definitely not something that I liked.
What does fluoride taste like exactly? I understand if you don't like the mint taste of toothpaste, but I'm honestly considering switching to just like, you know, kids' toothpaste because it does the same shit for your teeth and it tastes better.
Second, though, has to do with fluoride itself. Fluoride definitely does seem to damage the IQ, especially in children as they...
How does it damage the IQ unless it's excessive? You're like, the amount that they're going to put in toothpaste is not going to be IQ damaging. Maybe if you swallow it would be. Maybe you were one of the fucking retards that swallows their toothpaste.
Are growing about by 10 points. And not only that, it's also not so good for your bones. And it's in the tap water everywhere. I mean...
How is it not good for your bones to brush your teeth? What are we talking about?
Just in general, I avoid fluoride.
Literally every dentist will tell you the literal opposite. You know, people that are specialized in the teeth department, you know, when it comes to talking about teeth, you know, actual professionals on the matter.
Like the plague. The third reason has to do, I'm not entirely sure, but it does seem to be accurate, or at least based in my experience in not brushing my teeth. It does seem to affect the microbiome of your mouth and how your mouth smells. So right now,
yeah, dude, brushing your teeth actually makes your mouth smell worse. It's so true.
My mouth smells sort of fruity, and that's because I'm in ketosis. You can sort of you have
right. Your mouth smells fruity. It totally doesn't smell like poop and diarrhea.
Sort of fruity breath, but it does seem as if brushing your teeth will affect how your breath smells. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, obviously, it's gonna make your breath not smell as bad.
But the
same thing with mouthwash. That's the point.
Applies to not showering. In my previous video of not showering. So there's this whole notion of like being clean, I guess, but I would like to make a distinguishing point between being clean and being sterile. So being clean is, I think, more optimal than being sterile, because being sterile...
What are we talking about sterile? What are you talking about? If you're not showering or brushing your teeth, you're not fucking clean, dude.
Sterile is basically...
You're disgusting.
Cleaning in terms of like killing everything that exists there, and I don't think that we should be killing the microbiome, especially if it's actually helpful. Fourth reason...
Yeah, bro, I'm sorry, but if you have like an entire fucking microbiome, you know, if you have like a bunch of like different fucking, you know, if you have like a whole fucking, you know, biome of stuff growing in your body and on your face and in your mouth, that's probably not a good thing, okay? Like, if you don't brush your teeth, the sugar bugs are going to take over, okay? The sugar bugs are going to give you cavities. That's what not brushing your teeth does. Now, sometimes if you have kind of fucked teeth just because of genetics, where, like, you have, like, deep ridges in your teeth where, like, you can't really do anything about it, you might end up with cavities anyway. This has happened to me because in my molars, there's naturally very, very deep ridges. So I had to get 2 fillings, you know, over the course of my lifetime. And I decided, hey, are there any other teeth that would be more naturally predisposed to getting cavities, right? And there were 2 others. So I got 2 sealants as well, which basically means that they fill in the ridges so that, you know, the whole surface gets brushed essentially. Because the toothbrush was not reaching the sort of grooves that were in my teeth, which again, that's not something you can prevent unless you get a sealant, right?
Has to do, why I don't brush my teeth has to do with the fact that I never want to go to the dentist ever again. I hated going to the dentist.
Yeah, you're gonna get like 5 trillion cavities and lose your teeth. Why do you think people like George Washington never smiled in their pictures? It's because they didn't have dentists back then. That's why people would lose their teeth in like their 20s, right? Because there was a lack of dentists, so they'd get all these fucking nasty diseases in their mouth because they didn't brush their teeth or know anything about dental hygiene.
Still hate if I have to go to the dentist, but now I don't have to go to the dentist anymore. And not only that,
yeah, you can enjoy having all the cavities.
I went to the dentist about a year ago ish, and I asked the dentist because because I had this story where I decided not to brush my teeth for a year, and then afterwards I told my mom that I didn't brush my teeth, and she did this whole panicking thing. Like, oh my god, what? That's ridiculous. So
yeah, it is ridiculous. If I was your mom, I would panic too.
She forces me to go to the dentist. I go to the dentist. And the dentist's assistant asks a lot of questions. It's like, okay, do you do this? Do you do that? Yeah, whatever. And then she asks, well, when was the last time you've brushed your teeth, or how often do you brush your teeth? And I said, I don't know. And I just basically kept saying, I don't know. And she got really frustrated with me because she kept trying to get the answer out of me. And she's like, hey, you know what? I'll just let the dentist go deal with him and ask him. So dentist comes over and he says, okay, well, I see that you've answered all these questions except when was the last time, or how often do you brush your teeth? Why is that? And I asked him, well, I was hoping that you could tell me that. When do you think the last time I brushed my teeth was, or how often do I brush my teeth? And he said, well, okay. So he looks at my teeth, gives it a glance for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then says, you know, I think the last time you've brushed your teeth, or how often you do, is probably today, and you brush maybe once or twice a day.
Yeah, this is made up. I'm sorry. This is literally a made up story.
And that was my moment where I knew
this guy is definitely grifting. He does not actually believe this shit. He has not gone 2 years without brushing his teeth. He's lying. Because I've seen people that have gone extensive amounts of time without brushing their teeth or showering. They look disgusting. Like, this guy is, like, you know, kind of ugly, don't get me wrong, but, like, you know, he's not, like, completely, you know, he's not a completely hideous monster, right?
that I can go, and I will go the rest of my life not brushing
Yeah, because of the amount of plaque that would build up. Like, he's literally just lying through his teeth here. Pun intended.
my teeth, because even the dentist couldn't tell when the last time I brushed my teeth was. And this is
Why do you think it's the case that Asmongold's teeth all rotted out? What do you think that is?
from being on the carnivore diet. Yeah, it's again. I don't want to get shadow banned by YouTube.
You're not gonna get shadow banned for saying the words carnivore diet, you fucking retard.
But that it's a really, really big part as to how I'm able to go so long, and I still don't have any cavities. Haven't had to deal with any of those cavity sort of problems. It's really, really,
I'm sorry, but dentists can tell when the plaque is built up. Okay?
really nice.
I remember there was this one person on Discord that I had to bully into brushing their teeth. Right? And then after they brushed their teeth, they were like, I don't like it because all of the plaque armor is gone. It was fucking hilarious. But, like, disgusting. This person also didn't shower. And you could tell just by looking at them.
And the reason is because in Dr. Mike Mew's video with, I can't
Like, they had told me it had been, like, multiple months since their last shower.
who it was. He talks to this woman, and she says, yeah, you know, pre-agro humans, so basically humans before the agricultural revolution, never actually ate any of these starchy foods. And all they did was eat meat, basically. And if you're eating that diet, you don't have to brush your teeth. And you won't get all these teeth problems like malocclusion, or you won't get any of these teeth problems like cavities. So I looked at that, and that's what actually started this whole not brushing my teeth experience, was just from her saying that pre-agro humans didn't do it. And I decided at that time, because I was carnivore, I said, you know what, like, I might as well go for it. I'll try it. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't
here
believe
I am.
this.
I don't brush my teeth, and it works. I mean, it works really, really well. And I'm gonna
The plaque probably built up so much it just solidified into the shape of his teeth. Yeah, it's just like you remove all the plaque and he just has like these like corn teeth with like spaces in between.
keep doing it, because not only does it save money,
His teeth look like Lily Tino's teeth under all the plaque.
it saves time, and also saves like really bad tastes, because I do not like the taste of fluoride. So you might also wonder, like, what color are my teeth? I don't know if you could tell, but they're sort of a yellowish color. So the reason why they're yellow is because there's 3 layers to your teeth. There is the root.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, teeth are generally going to be yellow. My teeth are also yellow. Everyone's teeth are yellow. Now, it's going to be varying degrees of yellow, but unless you literally get fucking teeth whitening, your teeth are going to be yellow to some extent.
There is the dentin, which is the yellow part, and then there's the enamel, which is the white part. So basically, my teeth are the dentin part. I think I've damaged my enamel a long, long time ago. Apparently, enamel's supposed to wear off, but it sort of sucks that it does. But I'm quite sure that if I didn't eat like trash when I was younger, and actually was on the diet that I am right now, I probably wouldn't have that problem. I don't know yet. I don't actually know with certainty because I haven't done it, but
Right.
maybe in the future, somebody who does do it might know better. And yeah,
Yeah, these people are fucking disgusting. They made a whole anti-teeth brushing movement. It's just fucking vile.
one of the last parts is my breath sort of smells fruity. So
I don't believe you.
the reason my breath smells a little bit fruity actually has to do with the fact that I'm in ketosis, not because I just don't brush my teeth. I mean, maybe that could be another reason, but I'm pretty sure that the main reason is because I'm in ketosis. It
I don't know what that
works.
means.
I mean, it works really well.
Yeah, dude. Brushing your teeth works really well. You could have your teeth rotting out like Asmongold.
Nobody noticed. Nobody commented. I don't get anything like that. I've had a girlfriend before and
Okay, this guy has to be grifting.
notice. nothing weird there. So it does seem to work, and I do think that I will continue doing this for the rest of my life as well. The only thing that might stop me would be if I do get a cavity or something. I don't think I'm going to get a cavity.
Yeah, and how would you know if you got a cavity? You said you're not going to the dentist anymore, you fucking moron.
So because of that, I mean, I haven't gotten a cavity.
People got away with not brushing because they didn't eat sugar.
2 years, so that should be a pretty big indicator. Yeah, and thank you everybody for watching. If you have any comments, leave them down below, and if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. I read all the comments.
People also used to live a lot less long, right? So it's like, yeah, like as they would age, you know, into like their 20s, their teeth would fucking deteriorate.
If you like the video, give it a like. If you're interested in more videos that are really weird, that might.
But usually you wouldn't live very long back then. Nobody made it to 30. Before the agricultural revolution, people didn't make it to 30. That wasn't a thing. People didn't live very long.
Might be related to my lifestyle.
So because they didn't live very long, it didn't fucking matter.
Or just science related, or philosophy related, or thought related, that sort of thing, then subscribe to my channel, hit the notifications, and you'll get a notification when the next video that I make.
Yeah, imagine letting this guy go down on you. Like, holy shit, that has to be fucking horrifying.
Comes out, and
you know, this guy is rage baiting. He's playing a character.
I think that's about it. Yeah. So, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.
Yeah, no, this guy is like not. This is not a real person. Let's see, what's this? And for those of you who use braces, yes, I know I shouldn't use it. Why? Why would you want to look British? Your teeth are going to be crooked. But I'm already at the end of it and I hate brushing my teeth. Okay. I have some friends straight from tribal Sudan, lots of meat, some veg and fruits. Never brush their teeth like Westerners. Instead, they chew on specific plants. Okay, so they chew on specific stuff that has teeth cleaning properties. Okay, so they are cleaning their teeth in some way. It's just not the same way that we do it. It doesn't make it better or worse, right? It's probably worse. I'll be a brainwashed slave for a while, but I don't feel any plaque on my teeth on a raw carnivore diet. I'm pretty sure that I can do the same thing. Dude, this guy is like actually convincing people to not shower or brush their teeth. This is disgusting. When we don't eat sugar, we don't have to brush teeth. If you eat plants or eating sugar, never touch the stuff. You should floss and rinse at least. No, because what about the fluoride in the water, I guess? Even though he drinks water. Sure, I don't eat sugar and have plaque buildup. Has to do with starchy foods, not necessarily sugar. Regularly think of like table sugar or refined sugar. Like, where is he getting this information from? Anyways. Question, what's the difference between brushing without toothpaste and not brushing at all? I feel like brushing without toothpaste is like that disgusts me even more for some reason. Because like I'm just like imagining what the toothbrush ends up like. Oh my god, that is horrifying. Imagine the toothbrush after a week of brushing without toothpaste. Oh my god. Because then you're brushing your teeth with your plaque. You're using your own plaque to brush your teeth. What the fuck? Anyways. This is awful. Do you support the melt ice movement? I support anything anti-ice. Anything that's anti-ice, I support.
What if I told...
Okay, anyways. Chat, we're gonna find out why exercise is actually unhealthy, okay? We're gonna find out why rot maxing is the best way to live, okay? Alright, I'm so excited. So as you can see, you know, this handsome fella right here is gonna be telling us all about it.
What if I told you that exercise is actually unhealthy? Yes, that's right. Not only that, understanding the biochemistry mechanisms for this, as well as the recovery time for your cells during this entire process, will actually help you understand why exactly exercise is so unhealthy.
Dude, it's just so bad for you.
If you're somebody who thinks exercise is actually healthy, then think again, because you're
again, Chud. Exercise is bad for you.
Probably wrong on this. In fact, I, for that matter, somebody who used to be...
Here, wait, let's see what you used to look like.
Probably wrong on this.
Okay, that's you as a 12-year-old. You just look like a normal kid.
In fact, I, for...
You look normal here. You look way the fuck more normal here than you do currently.
For that matter, somebody who used to...
Like, you can see that, like in terms of this guy's genetics.
Probably wrong on this. In fact, I, for...
Like, this is the genetics that this guy has. Like, this guy has good genetics, and he's throwing them all away to rot max. It's genuinely infuriating.
That matter, somebody who used to be very regularly into forcing myself to exercise one way or another was also wrong. So let's get into why and understand why exactly exercise is so unhealthy. But first, let's understand some basic things.
Yeah, all the scientists are just wrong.
More specifically, let's just look at a little bit of the evidence that we have.
Yeah, bro is rot max
in order to show that exercise is actually unhealthy. We already know first that cardio actually will cause tears in cardiac muscle, or basically another way of saying in heart muscle. And in this case, you can
never do cardio. Lay in bed all day.
Measure this.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Measuring troponin, and in doing so you will actually be able to see that people, for instance marathon runners as probably the best example, actually have enlarged hearts because the cardiac muscle ends up getting stretched more and more and more and more, and this enlarges the heart. Now you might say
yeah, obviously if you're a fucking marathon runner, you're gonna be running a lot more than most people. Like, yeah,
larger heart, that's better, right? Because it works better. Well, no, because it gets bigger and things that aren't supposed to happen start happening. And once again, this is not healthy, but we're going to be understanding a little bit more of the details a bit later. So why exactly would this be the case if this is true? And if this...
So because literal marathon runners might end up with issues, therefore running period is bad. Like, yeah, like too much of anything is going to be bad for you on some level. And maybe that applies to running as well. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad for you to exercise at all.
Data isn't p-hacked in one way or another, which if you haven't seen my most scientists...
The irony of him using the Asmongold reference earlier. It's like, why would you reference Asmongold? He makes your point look worse. No one wants to be like Asmongold.
Fake video, then go check that out if you're...
Like, no one wants to look like him.
Really interested in what I mean by p-hacking and stuff. But yes, what exactly is going on here? Well, this is where we have to come to the biochemistry. More specifically, we're going to have to understand a little bit of the underlying mechanisms behind what happens when you exercise. And after we understand a little bit of the mechanisms behind what happens when you exercise, as well as a couple of other things, then we're going to look at this from an analogy afterwards. And after all of that, you will be able to understand why exercise is actually unhealthy.
All right. Oh, dude, I'm so excited.
Really, really weird because
dude, if only I had your physique.
It's actually probably something contradictory to everything that you've been taught. Well, we already know a couple things. First off, when it comes to exercise. So we'll start a little bit more basic when it comes to the mechanisms behind this, and then afterwards we're going to get a little more detail. So first, we already know that glucose is getting oxidized. Now, if you don't know me and glucose and how much I actually dislike glucose, then you should really go check out my Real Nutrition Science playlist, because it'll explain that in a whole lot more detail. But I guess I could just say this in one word to keep it very simple. For the most part, is oxidation, and actually for that matter, glycation. Those things, that's no bueno in my opinion. Now, when you work out basically, or you're doing any sort of exercise, you're actually...
Yeah, bro does not look healthy.
Microabrasions, or these sort of micro tears in your muscles, and this...
Yeah, that causes you to build muscle. That's a good thing. You want that. That's something that people want. People want to build muscle.
Is a no bueno. Well, it's a bueno, but it's also a no bueno. It's a little more complicated.
How is it no bueno?
So what exactly is going on? Well, this is helpful because, yes, this actually is what allows for muscle synthesis to even occur in the first place, and
obviously, you wouldn't want to look like the guy in the bottom corner. He's like doing too much. And he's like obviously roided up.
Muscle synthesis would not even be able to occur. But why exactly would muscle synthesis actually be?
Like fucking, like obviously, yeah. Like this guy in the bottom right corner, right? You're not going to want to look like him. He's roided up. Obviously, that's not healthy.
Be healthy. Now, this is a little more detailed. Now, the reason why those micro tears and microabrasions are actually healthy are the fact that they are causing inflammation. Now, that's probably the exact opposite of what you thought, and you are basically, whenever I say inflammation, it's usually a bad thing. And yes, it actually is a bad thing. And in fact, now I also sort of think it's a bad thing.
Okay, is it a bad thing in the context of building muscle, yes or no?
But in this case, when we're trying to get a little bit more muscle, because we can't even lift ourselves up off the ground and actually walk,
Whoa, dude, he's gonna create inflammation, and he's gonna die of cancer. No, you shouldn't be exercising.
Can't even do a push-up. You literally can't even do a push-up. Oh, jeez. Then yes, in this case, it is actually healthy in order to induce this. Now, how exactly is all of this coming about in line? Well, first, what ends up happening is you will exercise, you will cause microabrasions, and after you cause those microabrasions of those muscles, basically, and causing these tears, what ends up happening is damage-associated molecular patterns, otherwise known as DAMPs. If you take an immunology, you probably would know what I'm talking about, end up being released. And after DAMPs are released, well, you might already...
Yo, thank you, Tubian, for the 2 saying, think oxygen is good for you, think again. Yeah, true.
You know, PAMPs and DAMPs, just as some examples, will recruit immune cells or help recruit immune cells. And in this case, this is exactly what happens. Yes, the immune system actually comes into play, and this is what helps this whole process of actually tissue remodeling occur and muscle synthesis in the process. But once again, damage is being caused. Now, during this entire process, by the way, when it comes
just never exercise, you'll be so much healthier.
to using your muscle for energy, as well as for that matter, the inflammation step of this process, you might have guessed it, reactive oxygen species.
Like, this is like a whole lot of mental gymnastics to justify being fucking lazy.
Are produced. And if you know me, once again, ROS is a no bueno, ever. Yeah, I'm no fan of ROS. And if you don't know why, once again, go check out the Real Nutrition Science playlist, because it explains all of this in way more details. I'm pretty sure it's called School Your Doctor on Nutrition, if I remember it correctly.
Yeah, so true.
Where I talk a little bit about ROS.
Yeah, undergrad student over modern doctors. So true.
That's the lipid peroxidation. So once again, if you're interested, go check that video out. And when your muscles feel sore in this case, yes, this is exactly the reason why they feel sore. The reason they feel sore is basically because you've caused those micro tears and micro abrasions.
Yes, that's how they rebuild to become stronger. That's the fucking point, dude.
And afterwards, that soreness...
Our bodies are not designed to lay around all day. Now, does that stop me? You better believe it doesn't. But why are we promoting this? Why are we saying that this is a good thing? It's actually good that I lay around all day. No, I lay around all day because I'm a loser and I don't care that it's unhealthy. I don't do it because I think it's good for me.
That you feel, that's literally just inflammation, basically. It's a sort of edema thing where basically there will be this fluid and once again, your body's basically trying to sort things out because...
Yeah, but it's not going to be the same thing as edema.
You've just damaged it, which I'll give an analogy to help you understand what exactly is going on here. Now, this entire process of when you feel sore usually occurs somewhere about 24 to 72 hours-ish, and it usually, from what I'm aware of anyways, peaks at like 24 to 48 hours or more so along that line. So that's exactly the timeline of that soreness. And
when old people say the new generation is lazy, they're specifically referring to this guy. No, literally.
And there's a reason these timelines are going to be very important because you will actually be able to understand when you...
Yeah, this dude has to be lying. Like, what are we on about? This dude's totally lying. I know he gets piped down daily, and that's a hell of a workout. Yeah.
Should exercise and when you shouldn't exercise based on all of the timelines that I'm going to give you. Now, after this, satellite cells come into play, which is basically another way of saying
like, I'm sorry, why would anyone ever want to take advice from this cup?
Muscle stem cells. And if you're interested in extra stem cells, go click my Cerule link down below and go get Stem Enhance.
Yeah, go buy my fucking product. Yeah, this guy's a grifter.
Yeah, that stuff, in my opinion, works very well, and I am living proof, and I have many blood marker examples, but let's throw that aside right now. Now, these muscle stem cells come around 24 hours.
They always have to sell something.
240 hours, which is basically another way of saying 1 day to 10 days, these things start coming about. And these things are very important because if you want to build muscle for some reason or another, you're gonna need these. Now, after that comes...
No, you don't need them. You can just go to the gym and work out and get protein.
The whole...
That's like what normal people
tissue remodeling process and just protein synthesis. And this is about 4 hours to 240 hours. So you could also say 4 hours to 10 days. So this process is, once again, a little bit more on the lengthy side. So once again, if you notice all of these timelines, they do seem to be around 7 days to 10 days, maybe even 14 days sometimes. Now, afterwards comes mitochondrial biogenesis. Basically, this is where the mitochondria will end up...
Okay, I'm bored. Dude, I can't be asked. I don't care anymore. This is lame. This fucking sucks. Yeah, it's literally just a fucking grift. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know, like, I thought he was gonna be genuine, but like, dude, this shit is fucking garbage. It's not even him being genuine. He doesn't genuinely believe any of this shit. So I can't be asked to care, honestly.
If you're mad.
I wanna... I I want to watch Young Jeffrey, so I'm gonna add a bunch of shit to the queue. All right, we're gonna add a bunch of stuff to the queue. Dude, why Cooters is failing? Thank you, U.S. Border Patrol, Grapevine, Texas. Okay, this guy's gonna be more entertaining. We already watched Why We Need Toxic Masculinity. Lily Tino ruins toaster strudel. What the fuck are we? What are we saying? Naughty and nice list. No need for hair products. With the DC shooter radicalized in the US. End woke reparations. No one is above the law. Thoughts and prayers for... Who the fuck is Megan Farina? Okay. BBC caught red-handed. Senate Democrats have caved. Okay. Lily Tino explains estrogen. Lily Tino is back. This guy's talked about Lily Tino quite a bit, it seems. I don't know. Why doesn't he talk about me? I think he should talk about me instead. Be way better content. Lily Tino responds to his accusations. Dude, let's see. Comparing gender to pastries. Lily Tino got ripped off. Trump's tariffs keep winning. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Trump and Diet Coke getting misgendered for freebies. She, question mark, is the reason conservatives have a, and then it cuts off. Professional victim. Isn't that what you guys are as conservatives? Elon Musk to be the next speaker. Dude. This all looks fucking hilarious. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Chat, we're gonna be taking another look at this guy called Young Jeffrey. I'm so excited. Alright, he's this ugly, dysgenic, bald guy that we took a look at briefly in a different stream.
There's a set amongst the ranks in the Democratic Party. Now, technically, Bernie Sanders is an independent, but I mean, that's such a fancy label he gives himself because, yeah, he's a Democrat. Anyway.
Ah, yes, they're all a monolith.
He crashed.
Everyone left of center is a Democrat. You know, there couldn't possibly be discrepancies in the things that they believe.
Chuck Schumer's post-election press conference to say Democratic Party leadership didn't endorse Mamdani, Zoran, whatever the hell that dude's name is that is going to
Zoran Mamdani. It's very, very fucking easy to pronounce. What are we doing?
destroy New York City.
Wait, how is he going to destroy New York City? What are we talking about? What's your evidence
They
of
didn't
this?
endorse this other guy. See, Bernie's concerned they're not endorsing the socialists.
Yeah. Why aren't they endorsing? Why aren't they endorsing him? Didn't they say vote blue no matter who? Unless it's somebody that's, you know, outside of our control that we don't have the ability to pull the strings over? Yeah. That's the reason that they won't endorse him is because they have no control over him, right? Because he's actually going to be in favor of advocating for the will of the people. He's a populist. He's not going to be corrupted by these, you know, dog shit fucking billionaire donors that want to ruin politics.
And the socialists, like the Bernies, like the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes of the Democratic Party, are fitting to take.
But also, those aren't socialists. Like, I'm sorry, they're just objectively not. Like, they're not in favor of collective ownership. Like, Bernie Sanders is a social democrat. He's not a socialist. These are not the same thing.
Take over, maybe even a hostile takeover, because socialism and democratism are starting to blend together.
No, they're not even close. It's fucking not even close. If anything, the Democrats have moved closer to the right. Right? They're like, oh, well, if we just cede more ground to the right, then surely we'll win the election. When in reality, it's differentiating yourself from the right that actually helps. Now, granted, it can be useful to use some of their tactics, you know, the ones that are effective and understanding the playing field. But at the same time, you know, I think it's worth noticing that, hey, maybe, you know, moving to the right on trans issues actually isn't the solution here. Like nobody who previously was voting Trump is gonna be like, oh boy, I better vote for the Democrats now that they're the lukewarm version of the conservatives. At the end of the day, we have two parties in America. We have a far-right party and a center-right party.
And let's be honest, democratic socialist is just a fancy word for socialist. Let me just say.
Yeah, Mamdani doesn't claim to not be a socialist, but what's your argument against socialism? Is it bad because you say so?
I would not want to have to caucus with the Democrats right now. I mean, it is so tense. The infighting, oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's also a lot of infighting among conservatives. I mean, if you just take a look at, the Zionist versus anti-Zionist conservatives, I mean, it's very fucking funny to watch. Or if you take a look at, Candace Owens versus Tim Pool, there's a lot of funny shit going on right now.
But wait, maybe they could destroy each other. Ooh, that sounds beautiful.
The sky is unhinged.
What's gonna happen next?
It's just like so embarrassing.
I am often asked about hormones.
Oh yeah, you're definitely the guy I want to take hormone advice from.
Well, yeah, if there's like a trans person that wants to take hormones, they're probably going to take another trans person's advice that's on hormones. Like, yeah, that seems quite logical. Like, if I'm somebody that hasn't started estrogen yet, yeah, I'm going to go to other trans people and be like, hey, where's the best place to get it from? That seems reasonable.
And if I am ever going to go on them.
I think folks are probably asking you more frequently, when are you going to stop talking about reconstructing yourself in
What?
front of children?
What are you going to go on at?
Oh, right, yeah, the classic, I'm gonna get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel at Disneyland. Yeah, that shit was cringe. I don't buy the whole, oh, but think of the kids argument. I think that shit's retarded. I think you're retarded if you believe that shit. Who fucking cares, bro? Who gives a shit? Oh no, they're gonna fucking see some, like, retard at Disneyland being cringe. Who gives a shit? Like, yeah, it's cringe and embarrassing. But that's what you should be making fun of Lily Tino for, is being weird and cringe and embarrassing. Like, why do you have to moral fag over it?
And I think that I get this question mostly because of my voice.
Nah, bro. It ain't the voice.
I mean, I don't know, it could be. There are some people that unironically believe that, taking hormones in terms of estrogen will change your voice. Taking testosterone changes your voice. It deepens it. Taking estrogen does not higher your voice.
It's the whole package. Speaking of package, the meat stick is still.
Dude, this is like just fucking incredibly unfunny. It's just like, this is about as unfunny as you could possibly get. Maybe go back to moral fagging. This is just embarrassing. What are you doing?
Still there.
I've been on estrogen for 4+ years.
Well, dude, you should probably get your money back because it ain't working. Like, you do realize how much time, money, and energy you've spent trying to redo up yourself, and nobody's buying it.
I mean, part of their whole gimmick is that they're a clocky trans woman, right? Like, if they started to pass, if they voice trained, if they actually got proper FFS and not just these, like, tiny, barely existent changes in order to pass, then they wouldn't have content anymore. They wouldn't be able to record themselves getting misgendered in public and then being like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm the victim, even though this person had literally zero reason to believe that I'm a woman, right? Now, again, that's not to say that she's invalid in her gender identity, but part of the whole grift is that she gets misgendered. If she stopped getting misgendered and she actually passed, then where would the money come from?
No. They still hit you with that sir knife right to the chest.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the whole grift. That's how she makes money, dumbass.
Every time you go out, scamming for a free meal.
The goal is not to get a free meal. Like, that is not the goal. The goal is to get content.
At what point you just gonna give up, bro? And be like, yeah, I'm a dude through and through.
Hello?
Yeah, but like, why would she do that? Like, that's not gonna make her money. Transitioning further and getting, actual FFS and not just these, like, tiny, subtle, barely existent changes, barely changing anything, not doing voice training, that, like, this is the way. She needs to specifically be clocky. Her goal is to be a clocky trans woman. That's obviously her goal.
Oh, what the fudge?
I'm back.
Bro, I had almost completely transitioned to the idea that you would never come back to this app.
Yeah, you should transition to shortening your filtrum. Because holy shit, that thing is fucking massive. Why is your chiltrum... Sorry, fuck. I can't even speak. Why is your philtrum longer than your fucking chin? What is going on here? Why is this dude's philtrum so fucking big? What is happening?
The last time you saw me, I was talking about taking a break.
No, the last time we saw you, you were taking selfies in the bathrooms. Women's bathrooms, to be more specific.
I don't think that whether or not it's women's or men's bathrooms is particularly relevant. The issue is that there was people in the background that didn't want to be in the photos. Now, do I think it's the end of the world? No. Nobody would give a shit if it was a cis woman doing it. I guarantee it. No one would have this outrage, right? Now, some people would be mad about it, but it wouldn't be as big of a thing. Granted, I still think it's wrong, but not because she's trans. It has nothing to do with her gender identity. I would have the same critique if a cis woman did it.
At Disney World, and you got in a little bit of trouble for it because you're not supposed to do that.
Goal is to lead with kindness. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Not just in making content, but in everything that I do.
Does that mean you're going to stop going to restaurants, waiting for the wait staff to hit you with that bomb right to the heart? So
you know, he takes a valid criticism, but he makes it the most cringe and embarrassing thing ever. I think I might actually have to side with Lily Tino on this. You know, I think that Lily Tino is somehow less cringe than this fucking embarrassing, freakish abomination. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I actually think that Lily Tino is more normal than this guy.
Get a free meal?
I'm going to go out and eat at restaurants just the same.
Well, Brotato Chip, I guess that was just wishful thinking of my...
Unk. You're literally unk, and you're saying brotato. Why is this unk saying brotato? Dog, what are you doing? This is so embarrassing. If you were 12 years old, I would think that that's perfectly acceptable. Hell, if you were my age, I wouldn't care. But, you know, the fact that you're, you know, in your 40s or 50s, and you're saying brotato, dude, come on, that's a little bit embarrassing, isn't it?
Part that you had grown and matured as a man to pay for your own meals, but, you know, I guess you're just going to be up to your same old aunt.
Speaking of paying for things, when are you going to pay for, you know, a Bimax surgery? Because you have a very recessed chin. You know, if we look at your side profile, you know, okay, does he show his side profile in this?
To pay for your own meals, but, you know.
Ooh, that's not looking too good. What is this? What's this shit underneath his chin? Why is there flabby skin? What's going on here? Why is it recessed?
I guess you're just going to be up to your same old antics, just on the prowl.
Oh no, what is this? Why does he have a giant neck flap? What's going on here? What's the giant neck flap for? What's happening? Dear Lord.
Looking for that bomb.
Yeah, show us the other side.
To come floating out of the
Yeah, bro looks like the thumbs from Spy Kids.
sky and land right on the heart. Devastating, man.
Dude, your philtrum is devastating.
Bro. Dude. Fella.
Like, this is, like, how is he not embarrassed? Does he not watch his own videos back and realize, like, yeah, this shit's fucking embarrassing. What am I doing here?
Do not have a child.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, bro, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to wipe the rest of the grease off your face, because holy shit, you are one greasy motherfucker.
Or have I ever been married?
Well, yeah, that tracks.
Right, but I'm sure you have. Like, I'm sorry, if this guy is married to somebody, they're either like an abuse victim, or they're ugly as shit, or they're both, okay? I guarantee you, okay? The only person that would ever marry somebody that looks like this and acts this embarrassing, you know, they have to be like, you know, the most disgusting, vile individual imaginable, like the most unwanted.
There is a fake report that presumably came from some AI.
Hey, bro, is the AI in the room with us right now? Because I'll...
Wait, hold on, that seems like a reasonable thing to respond to. Like, if there's like genuinely a fake report, then yeah, why wouldn't you respond to that?
Be honest, that seems pretty legit.
Yeah, true. AI is always right about everything under all circumstances. Also, why your face is horrifically asymmetrical? Why is one of your eyes closer to your nose than the other? What's going on here? Why is that? What is happening? This is not a human. This is a thumb. Why are his ears concave? Why does he have concave ears?
There's a rumor that I was fired from a job for being creepy to a woman.
Whoa, Brotato Chip. Did you get their consent to label them a woman?
The only time I have ever exited a job when it wasn't my
It's just like he's so painfully unfunny.
choice was right before I became a content creator.
And by content creator, you mean dude that patrols around different restaurants. First, you started like, oh, look, there's a hair that didn't taste good. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, their content is embarrassing, but at least it's funny to watch, right? At least there's something there. This guy just fucking drones on in his room about nothing in a way that's really cringe and embarrassing. It's only funny in the context of you being laughed at. Like you and Lily Tino are just two ends of the same coin.
Can't pay for this for obvious reasons.
I hate both of these people, but the dude is worse. Yeah, exactly.
And then when that stopped working, you're like, ooh, I'm on the prowl. Then, ooh, look, a Surbomb head.
I don't think words can describe how fucking cringe that was.
My way. Ugh, right to the heart.
This is so embarrassing. I'm getting fucking secondhand embarrassment right now.
Free meal. Also, I'm glad we confirmed that you have no job other than
And you have no chin.
coming online.
What's your point? It's like you have an entire body part missing. Like where's your fucking jaw? You have no jaw. Like, yeah, she might be jobless, but at least she has a fucking jawline. You have no jawline. That shit's recessed as fuck. You also have no hairline.
Guys, for whatever reason, I need moolah so daddy can pay his bills.
It was a money thing.
Teddy Roosevelt, it's always a money thing with you. That's why you're always on the prowl. Look, incoming. Here it comes. Sir.
Dude, you've made that same joke like 5 times now, and it's like you're progressively becoming more and more embarrassing every single time you do it.
Bomb right to the heart. I need free stuff.
Yes, you said that 20 times now, dipshit.
I need free meals. I need free everything. Guys, send me money. I have things to pay for. I have this extravagant lifestyle. I have this dog I can't afford. All the stuff, all the things, all the time.
This is just like so fucking embarrassing.
Trans women aren't women, then is this
Holy AGP curls. Oh my god, I cannot with her fucking hair. What is your hair, dude? What are you doing? Why? Why is your hair like that? Why is it mostly back with like 5 AGP curls? Like, what are we doing?
big croissant not a croissant?
Bro, what are you even trying to say? Of course it's a croissant. It's, what else would it be?
Dude, he's like trying so hard. He's trying so hard to react.
Are you really trying to compare gender
Like, bro is screaming over a fucking croissant, dude.
fluidity to pastries?
Of course it's a croissant.
Yes, that's the point of an analogy. Now explain why the analogy is dog shit. Don't just be like, are we comparing these things? Yes, obviously that's what the comparison is. Now explain why the comparison is bad.
It's made out of butter and dough just like any other croissant.
So what you're saying is their genetic makeup is the exact same.
What?
There's just a size difference. Like, I don't think you're making the argument you think you're making there, bub.
Oh, but there are biological differences. This croissant
No, the point that she's trying to make is that there are different types of croissants, but that they're all croissants. And that there are different types of women, cis and trans women, and that, but that they all fall under the broader category of women. That's obviously the argument she's trying to make. Now, granted, it's not a very good argument. It's not very compelling. It's kind of a stupid analogy. That's obviously what she's trying to say.
was born different.
Actually, if we're going to apply birthing logic to the croissants, they weren't born different. They were just born different sizes. Again,
Wait, so yeah, there would be a difference there. Yeah, that is different. What do you think that they're exactly the same? Do you think that both croissants are the same as each other? What are we talking about?
and you're not making a very strong argument. You probably would have been better off by saying, why can't this donut be a croissant?
No, that doesn't make any sense. Because at the end of the day, gender doesn't refer to some sort of physical reality. That's why the analogy is stupid in the first place. Is because at the end of the day, if you're talking about your gender identity, you're not referring to your sex. You're obviously talking about some other construct.
Just because
Which is going to be a neurological and societal construct, right? It's going to be social and neurological, right? It's not going to be physical.
it has a hole. I mean, what?
Oh, but they're invading our bakeries and trying to brainwash our kids.
Okay, we've really derailed the conversation here. Croissants belong in bakeries. But you know what doesn't belong in a bakery? Some delicious smoked brisket. Does not mean there's not a place for that brisket. It just don't belong in the bakery.
It has
Yeah, it's just like such a dog shit argument on both ends.
been 20 days since my FFS.
I'm gonna be real. I'm sorry, but like I cannot tell the difference, and I think that that's intentional.
About 70
That was so unfunny. Holy shit. I'm actually killing myself.
80% of the swelling is
Yeah, he actually, dude, it's like, I wonder if he thinks that bread has genetics.
gone, but it'll take another year or two for the rest of it to go down.
Oh, good. At least we have something to look forward to.
So let me show you
Dude, what? Why is he looking forward to that?
around my new face. For reference, here's what I looked like before.
I
So the same.
will be honest, I do not see a lot of difference
You're saying the same thing that I just did, but like in a really cringe, embarrassing way.
already.
Might also be wondering
Like, why did you have to stretch it out?
about this little dent right here.
I figured you got that when someone caught you trying to use the wrong restroom.
No, it wouldn't be the wrong restroom. Now, if she's recording people in the restroom, now that's an issue.
Super excited for y'all
But to be fair, I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't think that this guy belongs in any restroom, right? I feel like regardless of gender, if this creature, you know, tries using the restroom, all right, this looks like the type of motherfucker to stand next to you in the urinal, okay? This is the type of motherfucker to use the middle urinal, okay? He's a fucking menace. He's disgusting. He's freakish, right? Ain't nobody want that shit in the fucking restroom.
I figured you got that when someone caught you trying to use the wrong restroom.
super excited for
Yeah, but you don't belong in any restroom because you're gonna terrify everybody. So you're like not human looking.
y'all to come on my healing
Yeah, he belongs in the thumb bathroom, where all the thumbs from Spy Kids go.
journey as my face settles in over the next few years.
Well, hombre, I'm gonna tell you, I don't see a whole hell of a lot of difference. I do not think this
Why is he Southern all of a sudden? Like, what is this shit? Is this supposed to be funny? Am I supposed to laugh? I mean, maybe if I laugh at you, does that count?
was money well spent. This would be the equivalent of me going to the barber to spend
Yeah, he poops his pants in the urinal. That's true.
$300 or $400 for a haircut. Just doesn't make sense. After it's all said and done, people are still probably going to call you sir at the restaurants, and people still going to side-eye you when you walk into the ladies' room. Like, hey,
Yeah, you might want to be careful to not side eye people because you're showing people your side profile when you do that, and that thing is fucking hideous. The only thing worse than you from your front profile is you from your side profile. Like, holy fuck, that shit is so bad.
bro.
Like, this guy is genuinely sub 3. This guy is genuinely sub 3. Like, he's like at the bottom 0.3% of men in terms of looks. Like, he's like a solid 2.5. Like, he genuinely looks fucking deformed. Like, does this guy have fetal alcohol syndrome? Because like something worth noting is that people with fetal alcohol syndrome, you know, they look a little bit deformed, but more specifically, you know, they have these, you know, giant flat philtrums, and he has a giant flat philtrum, which is very commonly associated with fetal alcohol syndrome. So I'm starting to think that, you know, the reason that this guy is the way that he is, you know, his mom was drinking too much alcohol when he was developing in the womb.
You don't belong in here. This just goes out to everybody else.
A beard would do him well? No, it fucking wouldn't, bro. That's not gonna fix his fucking facial structure. Okay, he needs an entire, like, facial reconstruction surgery. Because he cannot go out in public looking the way he does and expect all of us to not be viscerally disgusted.
Be comfortable in the skin that you're in. Don't go to extreme measures.
Dude, why would anybody be comfortable if they looked like you, though? Like, if I looked like you, I would actually rope max. Like, I would just end it all there. Like, there'd be no hope for me. Like, I would just kill myself if I looked like this guy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, maybe that seems a little bit harsh, but, like, it's true. Like, like, I'm already insecure about my looks, right? Which I have good reason to be, of course. You know, I'm very insecure about my looks. But if I looked like this guy, I would just straight up end it. Just on the spot. Like, I'd just be like, yeah, I have nothing to live for. Fuck this shit. Because nobody wants to fuck a creature that looks like this.
To try to change yourself. Because at the end of the day, brother, no one is going to look at you any different.
Well, that's just not true. Like, if you were to get facial reconstruction surgery in order to, you know, fix your fucked up jaw, you know, you'd definitely want, you know, a lip lift in order to decrease the size of your massive philtrum, thus improving your chin to philtrum ratio even more, right? So obviously you'd want like jaw surgery. You'd obviously want to get Botox because holy fuck, you know, you're showing severe signs of aging already. You know, yeah, you'd need rhinoplasty, obviously. You need a hair system because you have no hair and you look disgusting and you look like a fucking egg, you know.
Than they did before. But you've done all this damage to yourself that's irreversible.
Look, at the end of the day, a beard is not going to fix his disgusting, hideous bone structure. Like, his bone structure is fucked. Like, his facial features and bone structure, like, his skull is fucked. Like, he has a fucked up shaped skull.
I don't get it.
Trump tariffs keep on winning. Oh, that's interesting. This has Tammy Hole. I have not seen Tammy Hole in a hot minute. Oh boy, what's this?
What is the Justice Department for?
Justice
Damn, her jawline mogs this guy's, by the way.
kind of felt like that was in the name. But
Yeah, just because something is called something doesn't mean that it effectively does that.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Is that something they make money with too? Is that where they help the rich?
Dude, it's two schizos arguing with each other. This is awesome.
When you say they, who do you mean?
The Jews! It means the Jews! It means the Jews!
Who is they?
You're going down.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, they, triple
Oh,
parentheses.
Timu, Tanya Harding, I feel pretty confident. Ain't nobody going down. For obvious reasons.
What? Oh, you're saying nobody's gonna go down on her? Do you think that anyone's gonna go down on you? Like, both of you are just as physically repulsive as each other. I'd say you're worse. You're uglier than Tammy Hole. Like, she's more wrinkly and disgusting in that way and, like, overly masculine. But, like, you know, you just, like, you're deformed. Like, you have, like, a deformed skull. You know, at least Tammy's fucking, you know, skull shape isn't completely deformed. You know, at least she's not, like, completely deformed. Like, I mean, she's a hideous monster, don't get me wrong. But, like, your shit didn't even develop.
All right, now that episode of Tales from the Crypt is
Yeah,
over,
at least she has hair.
Y'all know that even though the stock market has continued to dip, that likely means that the feds are going to have to lower the interest rates, which...
Wait, I wonder why the stock market is dipping. You know, what could possibly be causing that? Also, that is a very, very flattering angle, I must say. Very, very nice angle we got there. Yes. Very beautiful specimen.
may mean that folks may actually be able to afford to purchase a home or a vehicle. All the shit that they've wanted and they've talked about.
Yeah, dude, if the economy keeps crashing, then eventually we'll be able to afford things. That's definitely how that works. You know, if Trump just keeps, you know, tanking our economy and making shit more expensive, you know, surely one day we'll be able to afford housing as a result of that.
For the last few years. That's a win. Also, all the panic over Donald Trump's tariff plan. Well, did you know that the EU wants to come down to 0% tariff? Just like Vietnam, India, South Korea, and a bunch of other countries. Now, are we going tit for tat with China right now? Yeah.
But China isn't doing unreasonable tariffs. Like, you do realize that China isn't paying for the tariffs, you fucking retard. It's us, the consumers, that pay for the tariffs. Because what you're really doing is you're taxing companies that import goods. So what they do is they still import the same goods from the same countries, but because it's more expensive for them, they charge us, the consumers, more. So we pay more for the tariffs. We pay for the tariffs. Nobody is paying for the tariffs except for us, the everyday people.
But with the 0% tariffs being offered with a lot of other folks around the world, might make the United States a little bit more competitive with these countries as trade partners. So China may have
No, it doesn't make us more competitive. It just makes things more expensive. That's not more competitive by any means. It just means that it costs more for the everyday person, you know, when they go fucking shopping and they buy some imported goods.
in, and we'll just have to see who blinks first. Game on.
My girlfriend
Anyways, there's another Lily Tina video that he made.
were going to a wine castle. And
Oh, brother, I can see where this...
This is so fucking embarrassing. What is he doing? Just like the overreactions. It's like he's like Morgs, where he feels the need to, like, you know, overemphasize all of his facial movements, which would definitely explain why he has, like, you know, all these fucking wrinkles on his face. You know, because he obviously, you know, doesn't go outside, so it's not going to be from UV rays. You know, it's entirely from, you know, moving his face too much. It's like, you don't need to overemphasize your facial expressions to make a fucking argument. You stupid retard.
Said no.
and we sat down for our tasting. And at first they were just very rude.
You didn't really feel welcome, but let me guess, you stuck around so you could be a professional victim at the winery.
I mean, yeah, that is something that Lily Tino does. Yeah, you're not very original. I'm sorry. Like, this is like the most fucking mundane, unoriginal criticism. Yes, she's a victim on purpose. It's how she makes money.
Server said, "Yes, sir," when I was asking some questions. And
Well, what seems to be the problem, fella?
I said, "Oh, no. I'm actually
Well, obviously the problem is she's getting misgendered.
not a sir." And
Ah, there.
Okay. Yeah, it seems fine so far.
There it is. I was waiting for that.
Instead of apologizing, or I don't know what else you would do other than apologize, they just walked away.
Seems like a very
Okay. Yeah, that's like slightly unprofessional. I don't think it's worth making a fucking video about.
appropriate response for someone that did not want to play your games.
Dude, why? What is he doing with his voice? He's trying so hard to be edgy, but he just comes across as like a weird, disfigured man baby. It's like he stopped developing. You know, he didn't develop facially or intellectually, so it's like he's like this deformed, underdeveloped specimen.
So we left and got a full refund.
Oh my Lanta, I think I finally discovered your endgame. You run around knowing that people are gonna call you sir, for obvious reasons.
Dude, why does he have
Just so
these fucking hideous bug eyes? Well, I guess now he doesn't, because he's like squinting. But when he's not squinting, he has these fucking hideous bug eyes, and when he opens them wider, it just looks even more diabolical.
Squeeze a free meal out of the deal?
Dude, what's with him giving us the fucking rape stare, dude? He looks like he's gonna fucking rape me. Dude, why does he have the rape stare? Dude, this is the stare he makes when he's about to fucking rape an innocent rape victim. Dude, he just fucking sees his next victim. He stares at them with his face, and he's like, "It's rape time," in that fucking nasty, grovelly voice that he does.
Some gun. Now, brother, I totally get where you're coming from. Some people may think I'm being insensitive, but I'm not, man.
No, I just think that you look like a rapist.
And I get where you're coming from.
Like, bro, he definitely rapes women with that hat on, okay? The hat stays on in the bedroom when he fucking rapes her.
I mean, people call me big fella or big hoss all the time.
No, people might call you big in terms of you being, overweight. They might call you big or like rotund or fatty or obese,
And I have to correct them and say, no, I identify as a slim dude.
No, you're obese.
Now.
Yeah, the difference is that you're talking about a physical reality, right? If we're talking about gender, we're talking about a social construct. We're talking about something that is social and neurological. We're not talking about biological sex. When a trans woman refers to herself as a woman, she's not saying she's biologically female. She's well aware of the fact that she's biologically male. She's not confused about her sex or her chromosomes, right?
Like, I could sit there and be upset and ask for free things because they...
I mean, if I looked like you, I would be upset.
Keep calling me big fella, but there's a reason why they call me big fella. I had to look in the mirror and realize young Jeffrey hadn't...
I mean, I don't think that they call you big fella. That's like a really nice way of putting it. I think that they call you, obese, fatty, extremely rotund, tub of lard, all of like the more fitting sort of names that you could call this guy.
Done cardio since about 1992. Thus,
big rapist, because he looks like a fucking rapist.
The bigness of my felliness.
Hog maxer.
No.
This is so embarrassing. Anyways, is the reason conservatives have a problem with DEI. All right, let's find out.
A lot of folks out there are concerned about California's inability to suppress and contain this fire, but don't you worry, we have an inspiring message from Los Angeles' deputy fire chief. Let's go ahead and roll it.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency.
Oh, I'm guessing she's DEI because she's like, a woman or like not white. Because obviously a non-white person and a woman could never get hired based on merit. Because obviously none of them would qualify. Only white men qualify.
Whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you.
Well, I'll be honest, Big Hoss, I don't give a damn what they look like as long as they can, I don't know, rescue me?
Gives that person.
Okay, and what's your evidence that this person can't rescue people? Like what would make her, less able to do that other than, she's like a black woman? Does that make her less capable?
And a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better.
Does someone really need to look like me to understand that when my house is on fire, it's a big fucking problem?
What? No, nobody is saying that they have to look like anything.
She's strong enough to do this, or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which might...
I mean, yeah, like they're just gonna be wrong about that. Like obviously she can do that. That's why she has the job. You fucking moron. Like, yeah, this is the kind of discrimination that people like this are going to face on a daily basis. Yes, they're going to be discriminated against. What about it?
Responses. He got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Whoa, big lady. Are you victim shaming that somehow the man that is trapped inside the fire put himself there? How dare you? Are you trying?
What are we talking about? Also, what is this facial expression? Like, he looks so angry. For no reason. Like, oh my god. It's like the facial folds that he's creating. You know, he's just like cortisol maxing. Like, this is clearly, you know, spiking his cortisol levels. You know, he's over here, you know, bitching about trans people, you know, bitching about liberals, you name it. And meanwhile, he's over here, you know, spiking his cortisol levels when he could be bone smashing instead. And, you know, maybe if he started bone smashing, you know, due to Wolf's Law, you know, because it would create like small micro tears in your bones, you know, then it would actually make your bones a bit bigger and a little bit more developed because, you know, the bones would sort of grow back in the in-between area where there's the little micro fractures, and maybe you'd look a little bit, you know, less like an undercooked egg.
To tell me if you show up to my emergency, you're gonna look down on me and be like, hey, bruh, I know it's hot in her, but you put yourself here, so.
Well, no, if you're, you know, in the fire, you know, I would presumably she would save you in the fire, you know? I don't know. Maybe she wouldn't save you specifically because, you know, she wouldn't register you as human. So it's like, yeah, obviously if you don't look human, like, you're not going to save inanimate objects from the fire, you know?
I'm not carrying you out. I hope you can crawl because, you know, we don't look alike.
What? Where is she saying that? Like, I'm confused. Like, what is he even responding to?
Been misgendered 3 times in the past 24 hours at restaurants.
Yeah, and that sucks, but like, you should voice train.
Sweet mother of mercy, are you all right?
Oh my god, this guy is so embarrassing. He makes Lily Tino just look normal and level-headed by comparison.
That must have been devastating. I can see the pain in your eyes. Please.
I mean, obviously, yeah, trans people don't enjoy getting misgendered. Yeah.
Please tell me more.
Last night, I was at Benihana with my girlfriend, and the server said, "What about you, sir? What would you like to eat?"
Seems like a very appropriate greeting for a server in a professional restaurant that's looking for.
Dude, why does he why does he use this voice? Does he think it's gonna make him more entertaining? And like, does he not realize how embarrassing he sounds?
Or a nice tip at the end of the night.
Yeah, it's like, I hate both of these people. Like, I don't want to have to defend one or the other. You know, can I just hate both of these people in peace? But I feel like I have to defend Lily Tino a little bit because this guy's arguments are terrible.
Girlfriend, God bless her heart, steps in, says, "Actually, that's ma'am." And she looks at my girlfriend and didn't really understand what had happened and said, "No, I'm talking to him," pointing at me.
Yeah, obviously there's going to be a little bit of communication barrier there, especially considering the fact that I would argue that Lily Tino is slightly racist, because, you know, she holds the same standard of people that obviously don't have English as their first language. They're not going to understand the culture, right? They're obviously not going to be able to, you know, get it right the first time or even the second time, right? Like, yeah, they're going to be a little bit confused because they're not used to seeing trans people, right? And that's perfectly fucking reasonable. Like, if you're somebody that's from another country and you don't really get it, like, that shouldn't be held against you, right? As long as you're trying your best to be respectful. I don't think that should be used, you know, against you or, you know, be used for TikTok clout.
Oh, my sweet baby back ribs. Sounds like he went for the double tap. Ooh, that's got.
Or he was just some confused foreigner that doesn't understand the language and the norms, which is the more likely case scenario because Lily Tino is a bit fucking racist, right? That's another criticism I have of her is that she's kind of racist.
Gotta burn. It took me a minute to figure this out, but you're that fella that likes to run around, go to all these restaurants, have your camera set up all nice and like, and wait for people to call you sir so you can tell them, "Oh, every time I'm called sir, it's like a stab right to my heart."
Yeah, you've made this argument like 20 times. They say something new. It's like it doesn't get, you know, more accurate or funnier, you know, every time you make it. It just gets like really annoying and repetitive because nobody gives a shit. It's like, yeah, we know she grifts. Everyone knows she's a grifter.
So you can be a professional victim. Well, job well done. The problem here, fella, is we raise our children with respect, right? To address people as sir or ma'am. That's a respectful thing to do when you're addressing an elder. Sounds like you
Yeah, but like, why?
want to undo generations of proper upbringing so you...
Dude, okay, but like, why does it matter? Who fucking cares? Like, oh no, it would be so bad if people, you know, stopped saying sir and ma'am. Who fucking cares, dude? Who cares about fucking... Like, obviously, you know, blatantly disrespecting somebody is going to be bad in most circumstances. But like, I'm sorry, but like, do people deserve respect on the basis of being somebody's elder? That's fucking stupid. Just because you've lived longer doesn't mean that you've earned respect. Why would that be the assumption? Right? I don't respect somebody unless they've earned my respect. So for example, well, this guy is clearly, 3 times my age. I have zero respect for him because he's a retarded, mouth-breathing loser. That's fucking, shaped like one of the fucking thumbs from Spy Kids. Okay? And he belongs in the thumb restroom. He belongs in the restrooms for thumbs.
Can play out this victimhood that you've grown so fond of. I feel like I can tell you've come down here to Tejas and try to play that victimhood crap. You're going to be met with a phrase that we like to utter to folks, and it's oh, bless your heart.
Give some major.
Yeah, we get it. You're like, Southern. I mean, he's probably inbred. He's very Southern. So I'm guessing, he's in Alabama. He's, the direct result of, 5 generations of inbreeding. He's just like the consequence of that. Apparently Elon Musk is going to be the next Speaker of the House, according to this video.
Major breaking news.
Oh my Lanta, Hair Bear's coming a little fiery for
Oh my god, I want to kill myself. This is so bad.
Friday. All right, little fella. Let's see what you got.
Republicans are now calling for Elon Musk.
We went full right-wing unk grifter. I don't think that the guy making these videos is a grifter. I think he's just very unfortunate in the IQ department. Let's just say. That's the nicest way of putting it, is unfortunate in the IQ department.
Musk to be made Speaker of the House.
They are? Oh, Hair Bear, I see that's got you a little hot and bothered, but I seem to remember a time when the left thought Elon Musk was the greatest thing since sliced bread, back.
I mean, I used to like Elon Musk when I was apolitical because I thought like, oh shit, he's gonna take us to Mars by 2023. I saw him as like the cool internet guy that's gonna take us to Mars. Right? But that's because I didn't really understand the world. Guess what? It's 2026. We still haven't even landed on Mars. He was saying we're gonna start Martian colonies by 2023. That's what he said. That's what he said. Where are the Martian colonies, Elon? Oh wait, they don't fucking exist because he's a fucking liar, right?
When he was championing the effort with Tesla to combat the climate.
No, I didn't even give a shit about the Tesla thing. I just thought, oh, he's gonna take us to Mars. That's so cool. Because I was like a little kid. I wasn't a little kid. I was a teenager, but still. I don't know. In my eyes, you're still gonna be, a bit innocent. You're gonna think, yeah, he can actually do that. He's gonna take us to Mars. It's gonna be so cool, right? Now, obviously, I was wrong. I didn't realize he was obviously grifting and lying through his teeth. But
Climate change. Hey, Bear, let me tell you why this might.
Yeah, the only car that Elon actually designed was the fucking Cybertruck, which is this hideous abomination that does not belong on the roads. It is so fucking ugly.
Might be a good thing. See, Elon Musk is the most successful businessman in the history of the planet. He's the richest man
in
the
he's the best exploiting people that are beneath him, yeah.
World. One might say he's the most responsible with money, which is the number one.
No, he's really not. He spends that shit all on ketamine. Yeah, he's actually the least responsible with money, but it doesn't matter. And the reason it doesn't matter is because he has so much of it that doesn't make a fucking difference. Do you think it was responsible of him to buy Twitter? No, that was a fucking horrible fucking decision. That was one of the worst decisions ever. Do you think it was responsible of him to, spend all of his money on drugs and ketamine? No, fucking terrible decision.
One duty of Congress,
The difference is that if a poor person spends their money like that, then they run out. Whereas Elon doesn't run out because he's rich, because he has generational wealth.
The same Congress that cannot seem to pass a budget in God knows how long. Hey, Bear, we've talked about your excessive use of the term major breaking news.
Wait, do you think that Elon Musk being born into wealth magically makes him more qualified to deal with money? Make it make fucking sense.
And just to remind you, I put together a little montage and let's go ahead and roll it.
Some major breaking news. We have some major breaking news. Some major breaking news.
Buying Twitter was a good thing? No, it fucking wasn't. And now we have Grok, which will create any image you want, which sounds great on the surface until you realize that literal pedophiles are using it to unclothe children. Yeah, they're using it to make child porn. They are using Grok to make child pornography. And Elon's just okay with that. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck.
There's some major...
Why? Because he's probably a pedophile.
Breaking news. There's some major breaking news.
Oh, don't worry, boo-boo. Daddy's got more. Let's go ahead and roll again.
Some major breaking news. Some major breaking news. Give some major...
Dude, why are we watching this? Why are we watching a compilation of him saying major breaking news? What is this
Breaking
for?
news. There's some major breaking news.
Here, bro, what you're doing is diluting the meaning. And if you don't understand what
Honestly, the guy saying major breaking news could donate, some of his chin mass to you, because he has a very long protruding chin. Whereas you have like, let's just say your shit is non-existent. It's recessed. It's smaller than your philtrum for some reason. You have a massive philtrum. You have no jaw.
diluting means it's when the bartender puts 3 ice cubes in my scotch.
That's so fucking great. I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. But anyways, that guy is a complete embarrassment. So I thought, we may as well, go over that. And yeah. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think that's gonna be a solid conclusion to today's stream. Okay, I had a good time. What about you guys, chat? Did you guys have a good time? We got like no viewers today. We got like, we're averaging like 70 concurrents. It's not very good. My channel is dead. But that's okay. It's because I blew up from shorts. Yeah, the algorithm gods fucking hate us, dude. Maybe the guy was right. Maybe saying fucking carnivore diet. The guy from earlier saying carnivore diet fucking shadow bans you. Dude. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, that was genuinely fucking painful, dude. That was horrendous. Genuinely one of the worst things I've ever seen. Yeah, that was fucking awful. Legitimately awful to watch. I hated every second of that. I want to die. I might do another stream later tonight. We'll see. But for now, I really need to pee. I should probably eat dinner. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everyone.